Eric,
Yes.
Halo
Halo.
campaign evolved.
Mm.
The remake, I jobbed that. The remake of the original campaign for Halo Combat Evolved is coming out next year for the 25th anniversary of Halo, and it's coming to PlayStation.
It is.
I never, ever, ever thought we'd see the day, nor do I feel like I agree with Halo coming to PlayStation. It looks fantastic. Like the visuals in the trailer and everything. The big news, wow, crazy, came out of nowhere. I was like, maybe should have saved this for the Game Awards.
Yeah. This is
Big
this is a
moment.
big deal.
Yeah, huge, huge.
Yes. Yeah. This is a big deal because this was Master Chief to Xbox was Solid Snake to the PlayStation back in the day. Right.
Yeah.
He was the poster child before it became Nathan Drake, and then I think Nathan Drake kind of became a bit of a poster child at PlayStation. But he was the poster child. You know what I mean? He was the walking green tank that was Xbox. And all of a sudden now PlayStation's getting him in a remake of an original game.
Well, it's a remake of a remaster of an original game, right? Like the
Well, the
the
remaster's
other
pretty
version, it is a remaster, right?
sure. I don't. You know what? You know what? In this day and age, the line between
Keeps
remastered and
getting
remake is
changed and chopped
is
and
is so blurry that it's like okay.
but in the anniversary edition, or
Mm,
the previous one, the one that I'm referring to as a remaster,
mm.
couldn't you switch back and forth between original graphics and remaster graphics?
Yeah, I suppose.
And it played exactly the same. So it
Mm.
is the same game, but remastered. However, this has obviously been built from the ground up in a new engine, but also there is
Comes with new
new
features.
additions to gameplay, new features, new levels being brought into it as well.
Yeah.
A little bit of new lore. They've gotten voice actors back to re-record lines.
Yeah, there's
So it's
three
definitely a
prequel
remake this
chapters.
time.
Yeah, there's three prequel chapters. Well, I mean, again, we say this, but then you can take nearly all the points you just made, look at Oblivion, and go, well, that's a remaster? Anyway,
Oh,
that's what I'm saying.
100%.
The
And that Oblivion
line is
remaster
so
is
blurred.
so impressive. We're looking at the two of these, and I'm like, oh man, I really want. And I suppose in our last full length episode, we spoke about Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3.
Mm.
Obviously, those games have been made in Unreal Engine 4. And I know there's not a hope with the trajectory of the way they're doing that. They're definitely not shifting engine. But man, I
No.
wish they were making it in Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah, that
It
would
would
be.
look way better. It would be incredible in Unreal
It's
Engine 5.
yeah, it's still somewhat impressive looking, but I know what you mean because there's always just certain aspects in the Final Fantasy games that just don't. They're not fully. But I think there's an element of time and effort that they're not making everything look as good as it can on
They're clearly
Unreal
trying to get
4.
them out as quickly as possible as well.
Yeah.
There's an element of
But
that.
but
But
Unreal Engine 5 always looks really impressive. Now I
yeah.
would be interested to see what is this like on Steam because I think Unreal Engine 5 has always been quite a killer for PC gamers. Whenever they play a game with Unreal Engine 5, apparently it's always just not great. So I do wonder what this would be like. But yeah, it's a sad day for Xbox, I
Yeah,
think.
like it's a weird one. So it gets announced. Obviously, it's a huge announcement. It should be a big celebration announcement.
Mm,
It's one of the biggest games ever, really.
mm-hmm.
One of the most important first-person shooters ever made.
Mm-hmm.
And certainly the flagship of Xbox for a long time, but doesn't really feel like it is anymore. And this really kind of shifts the flag over to no longer a flagship series for Xbox specifically to me. As in, and I don't, and it's not now a flagship for PlayStation or anything like that because it's on both. It just turns it into almost like a
This is Call of Duty or something or Battlefield that's just
right.
going to be on
You'll
the
be able
on
to
both
play it
consoles.
anywhere, so
Yeah.
you play it on your preference. And with the decisions that they've been making lately, it just seems like they're pushing people away from Xbox and basically telling them you're better off playing somewhere else. And I'm really now like if the big flagship series, so Forza has come to PlayStation,
Wow. Okay. Didn't even
Yeah,
know about that. Okay, I didn't know about that one.
Forza, Microsoft Flight Simulator,
Yeah.
Gears,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which makes me think Gears E-Day will also.
Yeah, probably.
Halo.
Mm-hmm.
And now with the price of Game Pass, making Game Pass also. So now it's like not only are the exclusives not the reason to own an Xbox anymore, or
Mm.
possibly not, it's also not looking like the best deal to have it as a Game Pass machine anymore.
Nope.
I have to question why I would keep it and why don't I just sell my Xbox?
Well, like, you know what? I didn't have the vocabulary to pitch it to you guys why I did not view it as a good thing,
Yeah.
but I didn't even have to have the vocabulary. I just had to bide my time and wait, and eventually I could see it all crumble
The
apart.
weird part is, though, none of this would be surprising if they had done it earlier. It
Right.
felt like this year was the year things were actually going well, and it was like the other way around, where it's like, I don't even have to tell Eric or vocabularize. I just have to bide my time, and now he'll see why the Xbox was worthwhile. And then halfway through the year, they've just went, well, actually, Eric has. It's like a philosophical battle where Eric has checkmated me now, or something, with a just. Because I remember earlier this year, I was playing primarily on Xbox,
Yes. You
and I
had
was
your mid South of
blown away with
Midnight,
it.
you had your Clair Obscur, you had your
Yeah,
Oblivion remastered. When you gave me the Xbox, I played a lot of the Xbox for
yeah,
that
and
week
Doom
or
the
something.
Dark Ages as well.
Doom the Dark Ages. Yeah, a good few games. And like again, that was the fear. Well, not the fear, but that was the thing, wasn't it, about Xbox doing the big massive acquisition
Hmm.
of all those companies. Even PlayStation tried to fight it as being like, no, I don't think they should be able to buy all these people. So everyone thought, well, that's it. Xbox is gonna get into the winning bag, and all of a sudden we have Halo.
Well, yeah, I don't. The thing is, right? If you buy Halo on PlayStation, Xbox is still making money,
Yes, yeah, sure.
right? They own it, they developed it, all that kind of stuff. It's more that I don't understand the decision from the, like, it's clear that they're not totally invested in their own hardware then. So from a software point of view, they're clearly pivoting and becoming a third party game developer, and
Mm.
they want everyone to buy and play their games. And I mean, who in their right mind, if you own a PlayStation, like, okay, the threshold is that, oh, to play Halo means to buy a 500 euro dollar machine or more, given the
Mm.
price increase and stuff. I like Halo, but Jesus, no, I wouldn't spend that money to just
Mm.
play that game, say. Versus Halo is now available on the console you already own. Then hell yes, I will buy Halo. So they will sell more copies of Halo this way.
Yes.
That's just true. Right? Like, because they will sell to everyone. But it makes me, as someone who has an Xbox, question why would I keep my Xbox?
Yeah, because there's
Because
not.
more every time they make an announcement now, they're taking away all of the reasons I go, well, I'd still keep it for this though. You
Mm.
know, like they're literally taking all those things away. And it's a great machine. Like the Xbox Series X is a great machine. But the
Mm.
PS5 has been and continues to be my primary console. And now if all of the Xbox games will be coming and it looks like slowly but surely they are, like they're slowly but surely pivoting to this third party developer thing, um then if I'm going to buy them full stop and not pay for Game Pass because it's now too expensive and not a good enough deal, then I'm going to buy them for the PlayStation.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just not a business wise, it seems well, for the concept of play anywhere. Um this is either a genius move or they've just completely lost faith in a lot of their products.
Well, it's gas is you're going to turn on the PlayStation and you're going to get the Xbox logo on
True, true, true. Yeah, yeah.
it. And then it's going to say this is an Xbox and they've invaded
Yeah.
everything.
PlayStation with your PS5 just transforms to an
Next they'll
Xbox
have to
Series
try
X.
and get Nintendo on board.
Hmm. Yeah, I'd say Nintendo would probably get on board. They are like Nintendo is branching out with their games, so I
Mm.
could see them. They have a goddamn From Software game coming their bloody Nintendo Switch too. Like,
Yeah,
they're
100%.
branching out for sure. So I could see them having Xbox games on their Switch, but it just feels weird that the big acquisition, yeah, they went through a stumbling fall moment.
Hmm.
S- Phil Spencer, yeah, that's the name of the guy.
Sure. Although I
This
don't think he's making all these decisions, but yeah.
No, but he's head of Xbox. I just
Yeah.
want to make sure I had the name right. Yeah, yeah. Okay, so Phil Spencer, he says, "Don't worry, we're going to have something good coming."
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably isn't making all decisions,
Hmm.
but it just feels very unfortunate that his baby essentially is starting to.
Yeah, and I like Phil, but yeah, like when you hear him talk, he talks with a real passion for games,
Mm,
and I've always found that while what he says doesn't always come true, um, I don't always think he's outright lying. I think he is being transparent at the time that he's asked questions, but that decisions behind the scenes keep changing.
yeah,
And so I don't think because I think people will like be like, oh, he fucking outright lied to us all and all this kind of stuff. And I don't think he was lying. And when he talked for a long time, but I can see the dominoes and they're about to fall. Like at the start of this year, they were starting to fall.
mm,
And then when you start looking into next year, and it's like, oh, Gears E Day is coming. We This wasn't a guarantee yet, but Halo 1 remake coming, Fable coming. These
mm,
are huge games that would have been, and if they were all going to be Xbox exclusive and you were continuing with that Game Pass model, suddenly the dominoes have landed.
yes,
But these new changes and things, yeah, it's like the dominoes have fallen in a direction that none of us expected or possibly wanted. I don't know. I feel like this news is amazing news for the gaming community,
yeah,
but it did make me have a crisis of faith in owning the Xbox at all. But that aside, because look at, you don't own one, and given the trajectory of it now, you're definitely not going to get one.
no, there's really
Because
no point.
any of their exclusives, I mean, I wonder as well, are they going to keep OD exclusive or are they going to bring OD out on PlayStation? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Which, if I was them, I definitely would have said no, hell no. I would have greenlit Evil Within 3 and made sure it was exclusive. I would have tried to make a deal with EA to get Mass Effect 4 exclusive. Like, I would have been banking on that exclusivity because, from what I can tell, that's what has actually worked for Nintendo and PlayStation. And I
Yeah,
think it's weird that they didn't double down on that and they bought all these other games but said, no, we're going to put them everywhere. Why? Your competitors aren't being that generous. Like, God of War isn't coming to Xbox. Why would you play nice? I would like it's business. Let's get down to it. But anyway,
yeah. It's the same with like that's the whole point of even if you look at all the streaming platforms.
right?
If you're wanting to watch the latest Star Wars TV show, you have to go to Disney Plus.
Yeah,
If you
yeah,
want to watch the next season of The Boys, you have to go to Amazon. If you want the next season of the last season of Stranger Things coming out this Christmas, you have to be on Netflix for it. So yeah,
absolutely.
Xbox should have been like, because that's all the things you just mentioned there of exclusivity would have probably made me get an Xbox. Because I would
Well,
have been like, no, I have to play those games.
but that's why we buy these things.
Yeah, exactly. We buy them for the
And
exclusivity.
even if
So
it is a timed exclusivity, because I understand sometimes things like a year later, 2 years later, they do come to other stuff. Okay,
yeah,
fair enough. But that timed exclusivity still matters. If you want to play the first part, or sorry, if the final part of the Final Fantasy VII Remake trilogy before everyone else does, and before the spoilers hit online and all that stuff,
mm,
then you need to get it on PlayStation
yeah,
because it's coming there first. Because it did with Rebirth and it did with Remake. And
yeah.
yes, a year later it'll be on PC and then it'll come to Xbox and it'll come to Nintendo. They have proven that now with, Remake is now coming to everything. Rebirth will as well.
Hmm.
But at first it won't,
Yeah.
And that timed exclusivity matters to people. It matters to those who are really passionate fans.
I think the same happened with Rise of the Tomb Raider. I think that was exclusive to Xbox for like a year or something like that.
Mm.
Which is why we first actually, I think we first got it. Well, Adam first got it on Xbox.
Right, because he was like, I'm not waiting.
Yeah, I know. I want to play that. I really enjoyed the 2013 Tomb Raider game. I want to play the next one. Um,
We owned the Mass Effect games on Xbox first because,
that's where you got them.
yeah, and they came to PlayStation later for sure, but they were timed exclusives to Xbox first.
Yeah, I think was Mass Effect 3 the first one to come to PS3 before they brought the other two?
Um, I can't. No, I think 2 did come to PlayStation
Eventually,
at that
okay.
point, and I think 3 was the first one where it simultaneously launched.
Yeah, it was simultaneously
Yeah,
launched. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But even at that, like it was still the type of thing that most people would have gotten the first one on the Xbox, would have loved it, and then had to because of the way the
Because
game
you're
was designed.
continuing your save.
You just get them all then on the Xbox,
Yes,
and it's a
100%.
very good idea. Gears of War. I mean, you had to have an Xbox for Gears. You had to have an Xbox for Halo.
Hmm.
Um, and any of the other like Viva Pinata if you wanted that game. Remember that game, Chris?
No, I do not remember that game. But look, I suppose that aside, look at there's obviously they're going down a road. It's going to continue, and that's just the way it is. But that aside, I don't want to take away from the fact that Halo campaign evolved, as it's called,
Mm.
is looks incredible.
Yep.
Are you excited for it?
I think I saw the trailer and like I was just kind of like, okay, what is this? I was a bit
Yeah,
confused by it. And
yeah.
then when it said it was PS coming PS5, I was like, oh wow, cool. And then I
Which is
some
huge. Like it's
yeah,
huge news.
that's huge news. And then someone else did a breakdown of all the new things in it, and that got me really excited. Like some of the new features, gameplay mechanics, as well as 3 new missions where they brought back the original voice cast for
Yeah,
that.
like
I was
that's
like,
fucking cool.
that's so cool. Yeah.
Something that nobody has seen and that we're all going to experience together. With the game looking better than it's ever looked, but
Yeah.
also look, it's still art style wise. I mean, it still looks like Halo.
Yeah, yeah.
It doesn't in any way look like it's like you've kind of changed Halo or you've taken the identity away from it. No, it looks like when you drive the Warthog, it's still fucking janky as fuck. Like it looks like they have maintained an element of
Yeah.
And one thing that I thought was exciting, and certainly could be exciting for us, is that so they have local 2-player co-op, but they have up to 4-player online co-op, which
Yes.
has never been in that original Halo before. So there's an opportunity for the
The
three
three
of
of us
us
to
to
play.
play through Halo Campaign Evolved together, and I think
Yeah.
that's cool.
And I've never played and cleared. I've never played through campaign 1 or the
I've never
first one.
finished it. I played quite a bit of it, but I've never actually
I
finished
think
it.
I only played the very start, and that's about it with Adam. Other
That's
than that,
brilliant.
yeah, I am actually. So that's really cool as well. It's like 3 of us getting together playing that game, and then I'm like, okay, now give us Halo 2, and then we'll play through Halo 2 together. That'd be
Da-da-da-da.
great.
Yeah, and that's obviously the trajectory of what they would do, right?
Yeah, I wonder then would we get Halo 3 as well on
Yeah.
on the PS5?
I would like that trilogy, and I think that'd be okay after that.
Yeah,
Then they
yeah,
could
yeah.
just start doing new entries and stuff.
Yeah, because I mean, like Halo 3, like Metal Gear Solid 4, has just such a good conclusion to the
Hmm.
series that you're like, that was wonderful. You don't need to keep going. And then money took over, and then they kept going. You're like, no, stop, stop, don't do that.
Yeah,
Just leave it to where it was. Because Halo 3 is a great ending.
100%. So, yeah, Halo Campaign Evolved coming out 2026 on everything. Uh, Remade in Unreal Engine 5. Um, Another big game for 2026, which is shaping up to be the next 2023.
I will say
Just
goodbye to my wallet.
a huge year for games, and not just games in that kind of a, oh, I feel like I have to get it for the podcast, or I feel like I have to get it for the review. Genuinely just games that I actually want to play.
Right,
You know,
yeah, yeah.
when I start thinking about well, Halo now, right? One of the greatest first person shooters ever made, remade in this
Mm,
way. GTA 6 gonna be the biggest game launch in history. Wolverine gonna be possibly the biggest PS5 game ever.
mm.
Resident Evil Requiem, which could be the scariest Resident Evil to date. Like, huge games. Lego Batman, fucking unreal. There's the 007 game, which I'm not totally sold on, but I'm still curious about.
Yeah.
Like, so many Fable. I still am interested in, because I remember the footage they showed of Fable, and I was just like, holy shit. Gears E-Day, like,
Let's fucking go.
2026 is going to be fucking crazy. But I guess this is just a bonus for now, just initial thoughts. We will have more to talk about. Wouldn't be surprised if we do get another Halo trailer at the Game Awards.
That'd be nice.
However, this would have been a fantastic reveal at the Game Awards.
Yes.
Yeah, but we'd love to hear from you guys. What do you think about Halo Campaign Evolved? Are you excited for it? Are you happy about the decision that it's coming to PlayStation as well? Like, is that a decision you agree with? Are you a little bit bummed out that such a flagship series is no longer exclusive to Xbox? What are your thoughts on that? How excited are you for the game? Is it one you're going to be getting? Do let us know all your thoughts. If you watched this bonus on YouTube, jump down in the comments to share your thoughts. If you enjoyed it, please give us a thumbs up. Hit subscribe, ring the notification bell for future content. Normally we do weekly episodes, but from time and time again, we do put out little bonuses like this. Certainly when it's a conversation we want to talk about, but that does not fit in with our weekly episode. So that's what this is. To those who listen to us on audio platforms, you can touch base on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and X at The Brothers Take, again, to give your take on the fact that Halo is coming to PlayStation and is being remade for a new generation. Thank you so much for checking out this week's bonus. We will be back to talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.